The following podcast has been rated R. You've been warned. Welcome to the greatest DC Legends podcast in human history. Well, okay, maybe not, but stick around anyway because we're about to have some fun. You know me, I'm the AAD. And along with the All-Stars, we'll talk DCL, superheroes, comic book lore, and everything else in between. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Atlantis After Dark.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Atlantis After Dark Snippets. Today we have a fantastic show for you. We have some special guests and some DC content to go along with it. First up, we're going to introduce a kind of a special, let's see, how can I word this? Fan favorite. I think that kind of suits it. I'd like to introduce Moomin to the show today. He also goes by Help Me, I'm Possessed on Reddit. He's the one that's, puts out all that wonderful artwork. It makes us all smile and laugh and gets us all talking about it. So I'd like to introduce him first today. How you doing, buddy?
Wow. Well, you're making me blush. Hello.
All right. Next up, we all know him from DCL for Everybody. For everyone, sorry. It's for everybody, though. Is Zuzu78. We'll just call him Zuzu for short. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here as well. We also have Sekju up. How's it going, big guy?
Oh, it's going pretty well. I just heard my wife start vacuuming in the background. Can you guys hear that? Do I need to adjust my volume or close the door?
Mine just started doing laundry.
But it's like I told her 1 o'clock is when we're doing this. She's like, okay, I just want to make sure that I'll be able to get vacuuming in today. I'm like, I thought that meant after the recording.
No, that meant like, what can I do to disrupt your time?
Oh, she's totally going to slap me when she listens to this later too. Sorry, honey. I love you.
All right. And last but not least, our favorite sassy, witty Amazon. How are you doing?
Not too bad, my friend. Not too bad.
I'm so glad you're here today.
Yeah, glad to be around you guys.
Missed
again.
You very much.
And obviously our two great guests. And I think this is going to be a pretty good show.
So do I. I can't wait to get into it. So let's just dive right into it. So first up, Moomin, would I just ask you a few questions, buddy, about your artwork? I mean, everybody loves it. I mean, you bring such a unique perspective, aspect, and fun to the artwork that you do. And everybody, I mean, I haven't found really anybody that doesn't like it. And we always, when we see something new, we always hop on the message board and say, did you see this? Or, we would just be like, pretty much bust a gut laughing about it. So like, what got you started into drawing the characters that you do?
Well, it's actually a pretty funny story because there used to be this guy on the DCL subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
He'd post these like guides and tips for new players, but I noticed that in his comments he got a bit weird. Like whenever that there was this one time where Reeves posted the new characters for the month, and all he said was like, "Where's Red Tornado?" And like he had this kind of very arrogant vibe about it. I won't mention his name, but I found it be funny because he posted like this tier list that was just like him listing a bunch of characters, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird. Like, wouldn't it be fun if like I opened MS Paint and drew every single character in the game and then arranged them into his like tier list?" He had this weird idea of Hawkgirl being like broken platinum plus tier. and I got this idea to like make this really crappy looking tier list and just fill it up with text like, "This guy's amazing tier list, way better than hate mails." And essentially make fun of him, and like just see his reaction. So I got started, and I kind of underestimated how long it took, like even in MS Paint, to like draw all these characters. But eventually I actually got to join his alliance, and I noticed that he was actually kind of homophobic, which was a very weird twist. But it kind of like made me lose all my motivation for like making these characters. But then I joined another alliance, and like just for the hell of it, I threw a bunch of like the alliance's verdict on the best raid tunes together like really quick, and posted it to the meme channel, and like they just loved it for some reason and said, you should post this on Reddit. And I was like, okay. So I posted on Reddit, and everyone also loved it. And I was like, guys, this is terrible. Why do you like this?
It's not terrible, buddy. I mean,
It is.
you got to remember, like they always say, the common phrase is like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and everybody can look at something and pull something fantastic away from it. And you're hitting all different aspects. You've got the representation of the comic book character that you're doing. You've got the comedy of the body language you're putting into them. You also have like little messages that you throw up in there, some subtle humor. So you're hitting different aspects of people, that like different things. And I think that's why it's so well received.
And if I might interject, Redmus, I think Moomin, you might be underestimating people's affinity for just cute things in general, like Funko Pops that people collect. Like, I don't know why, but people like those things. Same thing, like just small, cute thing. And again, the fact that you put funny stuff in them too, like my favorite is Spoiler. Spoiler is my absolute favorite.
Yeah, same. I was going to say that.
Something. Oh, I'm sorry, Witty. I didn't mean to steal it. But Spoiler,
I don't know.
Every time.
I don't know. I kind of like the Redmus character. It's pretty cool.
Oh, he's pretty cool too. But
I do too. But when he posted that one with Spoiler, and she was holding the sign saying Snape dies, I mean, it feels, because I'm a Harry Potter fan right here. that's where he won me over. That was with Spoilers. That was the character that won me over.
Oh yes. It's great. I always look forward to seeing it. I can't wait to like see Spoiler up as one of the characters. I'm just waiting to see what he comes up with next. So, Moomin, so you basically told us, how you got started and how you came up with your first stuff. Do you draw any inspiration from like any other comic book artists that are out there, or favorite comic book in general, or is it just your own style and you do whatever you want and you don't care about the other stuff that's out there?
I definitely like a bunch of artists, but like my terrible secret is that I can't actually draw. I've never taken any classes. So my style is purely my own. Like maybe I got some inspiration from like looking at DeviantArt. I really just love cute, cheapy Japanese inspired characters. And like I also hate pupils for some reason, which is why my character's eyes are mostly empty.
I gotcha.
I don't have any like comic book artists that I draw inspiration from, because those guys are just good.
Well, don't sell yourself short. You would be on here.
Oh, but that's my favorite talent. I love selling myself short.
Oh, all right. I got one more question for you. So how do you come up with your cool ideas, like your layouts and like the spoiler stuff? What does it just pop into your head, or are you just like, oh, well, this character's named Spoiler, so I'm going to make something that spoils stuff? I mean, what's your process?
For Spoiler, that was 100% like my thought process. Spoiler, okay, I'll spoil some stuff, but like it really depends on the character. Like for example, with Arcus Chomok, I just got the idea. Okay, this guy punches things. That's all he does. So I'll just make him like the Pepe punch meme from like the Rage comics. But like then there's other stuff, like 2D made a big uproar about Asriel, so I just made him hold a sign that said "Nerf me." Like, it depends on the characters, because like if I don't know anything about them, I'll just
Uh-huh.
like, for example, Savitar, I'll just like make him in like a really weird pose that because I don't know anything about the character. But
Gotcha.
like with another character like Big Barda,
Uh-huh.
I'll just like, because I've had so much trouble with Big Barda in the past, so I'll just like conveyed my frustration with her by making her lean up against the box that said, I
Flipping the
won't win,
bird.
but neither will you.
I
That
love
is
Bart
Because
as well, flipping the bird on you.
yes.
I won't
Yeah.
win, but neither will you.
You know, if you go back, I mean, it's I don't know how many episodes back, probably 20 episodes back. I brought up, I think I was the first one to ever bring you up, and I talked about Barda on there and how I just laughed so hard when I saw her on there. And I was telling everybody, you need to go check this guy out. That was one of
I remember that vividly because someone in my alliance, Knit the Duck, he like sent me a thing like first thing in the morning and said, dude, you got mentioned on the Atlantis After Dark podcast. And I was like, what's that? And that was my first introduction to you guys, like getting mentioned on the podcast. And that was like the coolest thing in the world for me.
well, I'm glad, buddy. It's I
I
mean,
think it's pretty cool he joined us today, in fact. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
oh definitely.
You know,
All right.
I kind of want to add, you know, for Moomin Man, my favorite one was Dark Side with his Omega Beam LOL. That had me on the floor
yeah.
laughing, man.
Yeah, that was
Like,
a
are
good
you
one, too.
kidding? Are you kidding me, man? And man, I mean, like everyone else is saying, you're really basically underselling yourself, man. You are a great artist. For a guy who picked up a pen and just started going without any kind of classes, man. It's really good. And Sekju's right. People love cute things. When I see your art, man, I could see it as kind of a Funko Pop. I can see it as, remember those old school WWF wrestling pillows? You could see that kind of art
Yeah.
on those things. You know, you could see that. You have opportunity, man, and you really should take advantage of it.
Especially in the age of NFTs. Go get them.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. You could be making some money on these guys, man.
You know, I'm not like promoting myself here a little bit. Well, I kind of am, but my favorite one that he did was the first one he did of me. And he has like one of my eyes crying a little bit. And I'm holding out a piece of paper and it says Dr. Strange lawsuit of my character. When I saw that, I was just like, oh, I mean, I literally laughed so hard. I started getting cramps in my side. I was just like, this is so awesome. I mean, just the stuff he comes up with just blows me away. I mean, I just can't wait to see the next thing. But what I wanted to do real quick was just open it up to you guys if you had any questions for him before we move on to the next segment. So, you know, we can get all the questions that we want to know about him because, you know, he's very popular artist and we want other people out there to know like what's behind the guy that draws all this. So I'll open the floor up to you guys and go ahead and ask some questions.
I was just generally curious how long it takes you to render one of these drawings. Like if, like you were saying, it's not something that you did professionally that you just sit down and draw them. I'm just curious how long it takes you to put one together.
Well, it again depends on the character because like sometimes I'll have like a pose in mind and I'll can knock that out in like 40 minutes. Other times I'll just like keep drawing until it looks somewhat decent, or until I just give up and just like do something. In those cases, I think it can take like 1.5 hours.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome that
Maybe.
you commit that kind of time to us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Sometimes the hardest thing is coming up with the ideas for the artwork because you in your mind, you always have a vision of what you want a character
And
to
it
be.
never turns out like I want.
Exactly. Same here, buddy. Same here.
I don't think you had any trouble with Punchline though, because she was all over the place for that last poster you made.
I love Punchline so much. I just
Yeah.
wanted to keep drawing her.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Punchline's a pretty good character. And I noticed you have her RB4, right?
5.
I'll
Five?
be 5 now, actually.
Ooh, wow.
Don't forget to
Harvey.
tell Tootie
Yeah. Yep. You need to let him know.
the
So, yeah,
showcase.
I filled out the form.
Great.
Excellent.
Great. All right. So anybody else have any questions for Moomin?
I mean, I could ask him something, but it'd be more of a, personal benefit for me, I guess. Would you ever consider doing something for me and my server?
Well, if I
If I were
can,
to say compensate?
I don't like receiving payment for my drawings. I'll do it for absolutely for free because like I don't think it's like worth getting paid for. M4 is pretty frustrated with me. I do his emotes and he like begs to pay me and I just like no, don't. So
Hey.
like if you want me to do something for you, I'll see what I can do.
Hey, Moomin, let me
It's really good art, man.
yeah, let me enlighten you a little bit on that for you. Even if you think your artwork is terrible and you don't think it's worth paying for, your time always is, because you have to take time out of your life to create that, where you could spend that time doing something else. So you got to remember, you're always taking your time out. That's what the people are paying for. Okay. So you're always worth it, buddy. Don't ever think you're not.
Okay.
All right.
Let me put it in terms
Was
that
he
might
a
help.
Kleenex?
If you ever start drawing your own comic, I would pay for it. I would buy it because I do like your art. So if you ever decide to go down that route, you let us know, and I'd be happy to support you financially.
See, there you
I'll
go.
remember that.
There you go.
I mean, you'd be like the new DC Comics Go.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
I
much.
mean,
I'm so
It
bad
has
at
that
taking
look.
compliments.
All right.
But
So
I really appreciate it, you guys.
oh, you definitely deserve it, man. So let's go ahead and switch over a little bit. I wanted to congratulate Zuzu for his accomplishment. I think it was yesterday, one
Yes.
year anniversary. Happy anniversary, buddy.
Thank you so much, man. It's been a year. There's been some ups and downs, some good things, and it always comes with some drama and some highlights and whatnot. But we're here, we're strong.
Yeah.
I do whatever I can.
Yeah.
Keep everybody engaged.
I love the contests. I mean, I entered one of those before. They're really cool. So I heard you have some new ones on the horizon here, or started already, or coming up. You want to enlighten us on what all's going on, man?
Contests have been since the beginning, man. What's new or kind of new now is the PvP challenges. And Witty's actually helped me with a few of them. She's done some of the images for the eligible tunes. Thank you for that, Witty, by the way. We've been doing PvP challenges, man, and they have been getting some traction. People like them. It's a different theme every month, and the next one is going to be a big one. Our previous winners, they've actually passed on the reward for the following months. So now it's at a total of $75, and DCO4E is going to add another 25 to that. So next month is the big one. It's $100 prize for a PvP challenge.
Wow.
That is going to be that's going to be nice.
Yeah.
It's going to be competitive. Yes, it is. It is. I expect some excitement. I expect some disagreements. I expect some drama even. I don't know, man, but it should be good. And the theme is Suicide Squad. I've already released the theme, so I mean, it's okay to talk about it now.
Right.
So I'm taking not even in game. I'm going straight canon. Old members, current members, upcoming issues. Because apparently, from what I saw, Parasite is going to be in the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Really?
So I'm going to be adding him onto the list with it. But I mean, who's really excited about Parasite? But hey, it's another tune on the list. It's
Poor
another
guy.
tune on the
There's a
list.
guy who needs rework.
Yeah.
Right. And we've done a lot, man. Done a lot of events, a lot of challenges. If Biff was here, man, he'd call this the safest sponsorship ever, the Owl Raid Challenge. Had that for a couple months, and Owls really proved their point. They are number one, and not an easy task to try to take him down.
Yeah.
It isn't. It went up to $1,000, man. I mean, owls were putting bounties on themselves. Hate Mail was one of them. Hawkeye was another. Biff put it in there, because like I said, it's the safest sponsorship. He's not going to lose it. Obviously, I put it in there. Other people put it in there. $1,000. Nobody wanted it.
Look,
Not that bad.
For what it's worth, I would have put the whole 1,000 myself. I mean, I appreciate, you know this, I've told you this. I appreciate what you do for the community. You keep things interesting even when the months are, very
Slow.
boring with the new characters and the reworks and everything. And this is one of the things I loved when Beatles was with us. He used to have these little PvP contests between our alliance mates, and it was just super fun. And I'm glad you do this. You've opened this to the whole community, and it brings a lot of fun. It makes us use different characters that we are not used to using every day. It breaks a bit of that daily routine we have, and it's, for me, it's just so good. I mean, I want you to keep doing it, of course. I mean, not everybody's going to be happy with your choice of characters, about this, about that, but that's just how it is, man. If they want it to be different, they should do it themselves. That's my own opinion. If they think they can make it better, they should make one better, and that's it. If you want to participate, you go in, you have fun. If you don't, you don't. That's all you need to know. But I think everyone in your server appreciates the time and dedication you put in, and it shows. It really shows.
I appreciate that. That's definitely a sentiment that I love hearing, man. I get, I get these compliments too, but then on the other side, I also get, the negative feedback too. And some people were actually pretty upset about the owl challenge, and it's not my fault. I can't please everybody, but I can keep everybody engaged. That's my
absolutely.
point.
No, you're never going to please everybody. Not even in a personal level. It's just not possible. The human being doesn't work that way. So
yeah, Witty's 100% right. I have tried. It's not possible. But go ahead and give your plug-in, Zuzu. Tell everybody how to reach you, where to go for these contests. Go ahead. Floor's yours.
Okay. Well, everything obviously is always in the server at DCL4E. I do have a Discord link posted up on my Facebook page. I have the Discord link posted up on other servers, so it's not hard to find me. I don't know what else to say, man. I'm just, Witty just caught me off guard with all these compliments, and I feel like Moomin right now, and like I should get a tissue.
Just speaking the truth, man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, man. I'm glad for everybody in the server, man. I'm glad that I do what I do. Obviously it's to keep everybody engaged, but I am also a server owner. I do it to increase the activity in my server, obviously.
Right.
But it's not just me. Okay. I have sponsors, I have a team, I have people that help me, like Witty. She's helped me with the Suicide Squad one. I'm going to give her a list. She gives me an awesome image with all the tunes on it. It's a team effort, man. And without it, man, I don't think I could do this by myself. I really don't.
Well, I just wanted to say, I definitely appreciate what you do. I like what you do. I want you to keep up the great work, Zuzu. I mean, it's great to have someone in the community trying to keep, everything going and pulling us all together, in one cool place, that we all have the chat, and it doesn't matter what alliance you are, just being able to come in there and chat as a community. I mean, it's great work, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I do it because I love the game. It's my most favorite, my most stuff. I can't even talk. I got your
It's contagious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my most favorite library, man. The game is the best library I've ever seen. Really, it's got perfect character models. I do it because I love the game. I love the new characters. It doesn't matter if they're good or not. It's just more for me.
Right.
Got to catch them all.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we need to have like a trash tier challenge, make the trash tier work.
Oh, I already have the image.
Do
I
ya?
tell you what, man, I get bored and then I ask Witty. I'm like, look at this one. I made this one. I made this one. I made this one.
Oh, that is great. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and slide on over to a little bit of DCL content.
Yes.
Recent characters have just been announced, and the reworks as well. So let's go ahead, and Witty hasn't been here for a while. Let's go ahead and have your thoughts, Witty. What do you think of Abin Sur or Ultraviolet John Lantern? John Lantern.
John Lantern.
John Lantern.
That's pretty much it, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah. John Stewart, Ultraviolet.
I mean, I'm happy and sad at the same time because just like Zuzu, I wanted them to be Beetles. I mean,
Yes.
I thought the one on the right would be Black Beetle, but at the same time, I'm happy they're lanterns because I told them by the silhouettes that they were going to be lanterns, and he just wouldn't believe me. So I was right. That's all I wanted to say.
It's because of that fist.
Yeah.
And that ring.
I told you that the right hand fist is it screams lantern. I told this, and one of the clues from Joker's was something about dead on arrival or something. It was Abin Sur from the Green Lantern movie.
Yeah,
that's where the guy that's where Hal got the ring. So that one was a given.
Mm-hmm. So what do you have to say, Sekju? I mean, looking at their write-ups, it seems like to me that Abin Sur might be someone that like casts a lot of either strength ups or intellect ups. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I got that impression. I don't really know how to read John Stewart's, like what he's going to do. I don't know much about the ultraviolet spectrum or any of that stuff. I'm, famous
Ratmus
for.
knows.
Well, yeah, he's going to fill us in, I'm sure, shortly here. That's his guy. But
I've heard you read a book about it. So.
I think I'm famous in Joker and in Zuzu server and probably in AAD server for constantly mentioning that I haven't really read much of the comics. After a certain point, usually Dark Side War, I think, is the most recent story I've even read. So I don't really know much about the ultraviolet spectrum. I used to think that I was pretty well versed on Green Lantern lore, but I might have to go brush up on that. Everything I'm hearing about him, at least from what I'm reading from the quote unquote insiders in the community, is that he's going to be either surprisingly good or less than trash tier. So that doesn't exactly inspire confidence, but I guess we'll have to see where it goes with him. I actually am a little bit excited about Abin Sur only because of Green Lantern mythology and awesome shirt, Zuzu.
Yes, Zuzu is sporting the awesome Atlantis After Dark shirt right now, ladies and gentlemen. To get your own Atlantis After Dark shirt, just go to atlantisafterdark.com, click on the store button, and look at all the wonderful merch that you can own and support our channel. Now back to you, Sekju.
Little shameless plug there.
Sporting a nice maroon neutral. It's good for, good on gray sweats. It works good.
Looks great on you,
comfortable.
Buddy.
Nice thick t-shirt.
Yeah.
And thank you for not giving me some sort of Gildan product.
There you go. But no, I am actually excited about Abin Sur. I agree with your assessment there, Ratmus. He seems like he's going to be possibly either somebody that can hit hard based on dealing out those support buffs, or just, again, dealing out those support buffs to other characters that can excel with them. I'm actually a little more interested to talk about the reworks, but we'll get to that later, I'm sure. So I'll pass to the next speaker.
I'm thinking that John Stewart, he might be like a Yellow Lantern Sinestro a little bit. I think he might deal out Enrage, because if you read by what they're saying, he's making use of their emotions, So what other buff or debuff do we have in the game that has to do with that? And the only thing I can think of is Enrage. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking that. And, like if you want to go by the story of the ultraviolet lanterns, it has to do with this character named Umbrax. And he's basically the being that empowers the ultraviolet spectrum. He's like the entity that controls.
He's like Ion or
Yeah,
Parallax or one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, basically like that. He controls actually all the characters through their emotions. So they can't like really do things on their own. He actually controls them. John Stewart and Sinestro are the only two lanterns that have been able to break away from his hold and use their power or his power on their own. So it's kind of interesting storyline. If you guys ever get a chance to check out the ultraviolet storyline, it's pretty decent. I mean, I like where they're trying to throw something in, with this invisible spectrum. It's always been there. We just have never seen it. And it's always played little intricate parts here and there that we just didn't know about. But anyway, do you have anything you want to add, Moomin, to John Stewart or Abin Sur? Are you excited about him or just meh?
I'm not really excited. I feel like Abin Sur is kind of like adding Uncle Ben to the game because, like,
yes,
That's
yes.
his entire role in the
Yes.
Green Lantern mythos is just to die and give Hell his ring. I've read
Yes.
some like Flashpoint stories where he's like actually like a cool dude, but I'm not so sure about him. Ultraviolet John, I've read everything about him. He first appeared in like the Justice League arc by Scott Snyder,
Mhm.
and even with Redmas's explanation of him, I still don't understand anything about him. So I don't think I'm very excited for these two characters.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and briefly talk about the reworks. I mean, we've got Parallax / Kyle Rayner, and we've got Alan Scott. Um, I don't really feel like they need reworks right away, but I understand that they're kind of wanting to keep the thing as lanterns. There's just so many other characters in the game that are, the original characters, like Zatanna and Cyborg and even the Green Arrows that have been there since day one, and they've never even been touched. But you have newer characters, that are already getting their reworks.
Oh,
So
but they need it.
yeah, I guess that's true. But Cyborg and
I mean,
Zatanna don't need it.
Yeah, they do, but to fit the
The theme.
the theme for the month, I think both of them. I mean, most of the lanterns do. They're not really relevant right now.
Mhm.
With a few exceptions. But Alan Scott, when I started playing, Alan Scott used to be, the thing, a very hard hitter. The shields, the death immunity, everything worked. And right now he's just irrelevant. You have no reason to use him. Same thing with Parallax. I mean, he has really great potential. And I mean, if they do the right thing, he'll probably become a different Barda. They'll use a kit probably like Bardas. That's what I would do at least. And I mean, kind of what like they did with Harley and Eclipso.
Mhm.
Do the same thing with him and Barda. I think that would be a great way to to tweak their character and just make people use him more, because nobody is using those two characters, that's for sure.
Man, I could just imagine the nightmare of having Barda and Kyle Rayner if they did the same thing but different affinities on the
Bib's gonna
same
love it.
team. That would be so horrible. Matches would take hours.
I mean, I guess it would depend on the RNG on Spectre when he does the double stun and double clear for two taunters at the same time. You might find yourself very unpleasantly surprised if you ran those two together against them.
Yeah. So what order do you have to say, Sekju? You said you had some thoughts on the reworks that you want to talk about?
Just in general, like what kind of in line with what Witty was saying, Alan Scott, when I was bringing him up, I was told, hey, he's a raid monster. He's a great non-multiplier toon, until we started getting all these other great non-multiplier toons. And he was a character that I worked on for a long time, got him finally to L5 80, fully geared, ringed and everything. And now he's just haven't used him in forever. I think he was a siege bonus toon a few months back, and he did get a little bit of work then. But again, it's hard to justify bringing him. And I've heard that they're going to kind of shift him more towards a tank gear set, but that could just be a rumor. I don't know if there's truth to it or not. Personally, I would love to see him kind of shift along the lines almost of like kind of like a bluer Lois, which I know Spectre kind of fills that role with special damage, but it'd be interesting to see somebody that permanently stacks like empowered strength ups on the blue side that can kind of do something similar to what Lois does. So I don't know. I was kind of hoping for that, but I doubt we're going to get it.
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked the character itself, the comic book character of Alan Scott, being like the first Green Lantern that existed. He made, it was kind of weird though. His power didn't work against wood. I mean, I just thought that was so weird. Like, I have this unbelievably powerful thing, but it won't work against wood.
Well, it's not working against yellow.
Kryptonite.
Yeah, that's his kryptonite. Yeah, and true. Yeah, they did the yellow thing, but they kind of like retconned and got rid of the yellow thing. I don't know if they still are holding up the wood thing or not. If that was the case, everybody would just carry a wooden shield.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of wood on Earth too, so it's a rough operating place for the Starheart derivative.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's been around forever. I mean, I think he was way back in Action comic books, like when Superman, was first created. I mean, I think he's really, really old character.
He's based out of Gotham, though, isn't he?
I don't remember.
I thought it could maybe Zuzu could help me out with this one here. I swear that at some point in his history, he's somehow tied to like one of the news channels or like a Gotham broadcast agency or something like that. I can't remember the specifics, but I swear he lived in Gotham.
Alan Scott.
Wasn't he an engineer? I think he was an engineer. Working in the
that,
railroads or something. That's where he found the lantern.
Yeah, originally. I'm talking about like later in his history, after he has his kids and everything, Jade and Obsidian. And then like later in his story, I swear they're based out of Gotham, or he lives in Gotham, I believe, because I wish I could remember the comic, but I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Let me look it up.
I can't help you on that, man. I'm not really too familiar with too many of these lanterns, much less even agree with this coming month, man. I really wanted these, like I'm gonna go back. I'm going back a little bit. I really wanted these Beetles. I wanted to be able to say, oh, Beetle is awesome and actually make sense, because I'm looking like an idiot here because Blue Beetle's in a trash tier. Yeah. But like Abin Sur, man, this dude has 5 minutes of airtime and he gets a tune on a game. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like Black and Green Beetle have the entire Young Justice season. But, hey, that's okay.
I would have liked the Black Beetle as well. That was my first guess.
I can see what you're saying, Zuzu, and a lot of people are saying the same. But I mean, Ebenezer is like a legendary Green Lantern. He's
more like an Uncle Ben, like Moomin said. That's exactly.
I mean, look, it's the same if as you added Jor-El or something. I mean, everybody's talking about Simon Baz and everything. I know them. I know they're the most recent lanterns. They've got their own storylines, but I think he's one of the the legendary lanterns.
There is one thing I'm a little excited about, knowing that it's a Green Lantern month. How far is it going to be a Green Lantern month? All the way up to the Raid skins? Are we going to get a green Sinestro? That's a good question. I mean,
or Kingdom Come Alan Scott skin. That would be cool.
How many Sinestro shards are we gonna get? That's what I'm excited about.
Showdown.
There's one thing I'm a little confused about. I've been going through the subreddit, right, and about this Ultraviolet John Stewart. People are calling him Indigo, but then Ultraviolet and Indigo are two different spectrums.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So why are they calling him Indigo John Stewart? I'm
think
lost
because at one point in John Stewart's history, he wore the Indigo ring too. So I think they're just confused.
Yeah. John Stewart is a bit of a slut.
One was a deep dark purple and another one's a light purple.
Yeah, he went from darker purple to light purple, unseeable purple.
Yeah.
But I do want to point out, because I did look it up. I'm going to quote this. Probably one of the least known facts about Alan Scott is that he at one point operated out of Gotham City. He ran his own communications company and was the president of Gotham's broadcasting stations. So I have not smoked that part out of my memory yet.
Give it time.
Yeah, well, The one last thing I'm in disagreement with, and you guys might have heard this too. But why is there two John Stewarts now? And then we have three Batmans, so many Wonder Womans. We have two Jokers, but yet we only still have one Superman.
Oh, if only
'Cause
you
he's
were in our
unique.
private
He's
alliance
unique.
chat.
Yeah.
One Superman, and
Yeah.
and the worst part about it is with all the skins that Superman has, they have not came out with the Silver Age yet. Why? The most
But
classic, the
but
most well-known and
But
respected
that's
Superman.
the thing, Zuzu. If they added the characters as skins, they cannot release them now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, yeah, but then
The
they haven't
Kingdom
added
Come
classic
Superman
Superman yet.
could have been a
Yeah.
new character instead of a skin. They cannot do it now.
Yeah,
It would make sense.
True.
I think they definitely
Sure.
missed it. I mean, they could have had a Red Sun Superman as a completely different character instead of giving him a skin.
Yep.
I mean, they could have
They could-
the
Don't
could
bring
have
up
given-
that skin again either, Whitman.
Yeah, they could have given him the Blue Lantern skin and saved the Kingdom Come Superman as a new character.
You know what I
Would
think
make-
they
it
should
would-
do?
It would make more sense.
Here
Wait,
you
we
go.
have a Kingdom Come Superman skin? How do I not have this already?
We don't. Not Kingdom
Are
Come.
we talking about Superman Beyond?
Beyond?
That skin?
Beyond.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the
Okay.
one. That's the one.
Okay, no problem. Because I'm
Okay.
hoping we can still get Kingdom Come Superman and Kingdom Come Alan Scott. That would be great.
You know what would be kind of good? What about red and blue Superman? Have
Like
a
the
red and
electric ones?
Oh God,
Yeah.
no.
there you go. Then you
Oh,
would have
God,
two
no.
at once. Two at once.
I would just like, to Zuzu's point, and I know, Witty, we were talking yesterday and we mentioned that it would be better if there was just one of each character and that you
Yeah.
don't need to add more iterations for fairness.
Yes, yes.
But certain characters, again, have different iterations across the multiverse that would make sense. So, okay, don't give us another version necessarily of Kal-El, but how about Val-Zod? You know,
Yeah.
or, you know, one of the other Earth Supermen, like, I know Ultraman is one of them. Okay, great. But there's Earth 2 Superman, like we were just discussing, the literal Silver Age Superman that was in the Justice Society and not in the JLA. And it makes sense for the story because the game is based around the Black Lanterns. He becomes a Black Lantern. Introduce him as a Black Lantern playable character. Something. Just throw us Superman fans a bone in that regard if you're going to rub it in our faces that so many other characters already have different iterations. I mean, there's very different examples of many different Supermen that could be introduced that would at least give us something
Yeah.
else.
If they're
Alvin
introduced,
Ellis would be cool.
yeah, definitely. And that's, you know, to Sekju's point. I mean, if they release metal characters, future characters, you know, why can't they just go ahead and do the multiverse characters of all these other ones as well? And then that way we get those different versions. I mean, I completely support that. But what I'd like to see before they do that, I would like to see some of the other characters represented in the game, like their lineage. What I'm referring to is like, well, how about Dr. Fate and some of his arch enemies, or Blue Beetle and his arch enemies? You know, something that not just the one particular instance of a character and nothing else. You know, we have the Flash and we have the Rogue Gallery. Yeah, with Superman, we have Metallo and Cyborg Superman. We all have their villains, but like there's some heroes still left in the game that don't have any of their arch enemies or anybody else that they go against. I think that would be a great addition instead of just pulling out, you know, these random characters out of the blue. Pull out the ones that everybody knows, likes, and wants, you know, to see. That's just my
Another
thoughts.
one would be like Green Arrow and Malcolm Merlin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would be a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
absolutely.
a Dark Archer, a villain version of an archer. That'd be
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'd like to see them expand a little bit on what they have, you know, instead of like Abin
I
Sur
mean,
and John Stewart.
you still have Trigon, Clarion, Elongating Man. You know, there's so many good characters and
Yes.
well-known characters that we don't still have to, you know, to go ahead and have another version of John Stewart. I mean, the original one still sucks. Why would we get another one?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True. We still even have the Legionnaires, and they haven't even tapped into that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I complain
Yeah.
about that every time this discussion comes up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's very true. I mean, I've seen people want Plastic Man in this for years.
Yeah.
You know, he was a pretty popular character. I don't know how his status is now, but I
I mean,
remember him.
he was literally just in that animated movie, the Injustice one. So it's not like his character isn't still relatively front and center for people that are following it. Like, just
Yeah, very true. Very true. All right. So Anybody else have anything they want to cover today? I think about ready to wrap it up. Everybody good?
Don't forget to tune
I
in for
think
Young
we're
Justice on the
good.
31st.
There you go. Plug in.
I got to throw it out there.
Oh, and I wanna just add this next month's challenge, this PvP Suicide Squad challenge, is at least 100, not 100, but at least 100.
Oh, so there might be
So
bonus.
there might be bonus.
Ooh.
And it starts
There
on
might be
April
bonus.
1st, like with the new month, or when is it?
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Everyone's gonna go through the raid, and then everyone needs a little bit of downtime.
Yeah, I kind of figured
Okay.
that's what just wanted to
Yeah,
clarify.
it's gonna be about a week after the raid's done. Everyone's got their downtime. Everyone's got their lives back on track.
Right.
And then we'll start it.
Gotcha. Speaking
Sounds
of
good.
the new raids, is that when we're supposed to get the new Batman skin?
I believe. I thought it
Good
was gonna be
question.
I thought it was going to either be the store skin or the top 500 skin for raids this month. I thought that was what it was going to be. Because isn't it him in the Joker skin?
I don't know. I mean,
thought I
it's
saw that.
Wait. There's a Joker skin?
Yeah, I thought I saw that there was going to be a new Joker skin released or something too. Like there were pictures of it that went up. You know how we've been getting like leaked stuff at the beginning of the month that's for the end of the month?
Are we allowed to talk about that here?
Are we? I mean, it's on all
You
the
just did,
servers.
you just did.
I think I
Yeah.
saw it on Reddit too. So I mean, it's out there.
yeah.
But I swear I've seen a Joker skin and a Batman skin, and the only question was which was going to be the store skin and which was going to be the top 500 skin. So I don't know. Figure it's going to be one of those.
This is news to me.
Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Again, maybe I smoked it into my memory. Who knows? But
I've seen the preview for the Batman skin, just not the
I've
Joker
only
skin.
seen like
Here we go.
the avatar for the Joker skin. I haven't seen an actual Joker skin. I've seen like the different looking face of a Joker on the
Yeah.
avatar screen, like you would select from the hero menu, but I haven't seen a
Yep.
full skin, just to clarify.
Okay. So there you go, folks. You heard it here first. Sekju baked it into memory. He smoked it in there very good.
That's
new
right.
Joker skin coming out soon. If not, you can yell at him.
Go ahead. I'm available. I'll take my beating. I'm just saying what I thought I saw. I could be wrong.
It's all good, buddy. It's all good. We gotta have someone to pick on every now and then, right?
Hey, it's true. I'm still waiting for AB to roast me eventually. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh,
AB, I miss my buddy.
yeah. If everything goes right, he'll be able to roast you pretty soon. Let's just keep those positive
Good,
thoughts, positive vibes going out to him, and wish him back very soon. All right, so we'll take it around real quick. Moomin, final thoughts.
Hello.
Anything you want to say? We'll wrap it up. Anything you wanted to say to get off your chest before we close it out that you didn't get to cover?
Well, I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me on here. The entire DCL community has just been like mind blowing to me of how nice everyone's been to me. It's really overwhelming. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, you are very welcome. And we're very happy that you were able to join us. All right, Zuzu, your turn, man.
I like Moomin, man. I want to thank you guys for letting me come on here, talk about the server and whatnot and the events. And Witty, personally, thank you for all your help too on that. And I'm just gonna say this: Talon is not the new Azrael. I don't care what anyone says. He is not the new Azrael.
I 100% back that up, Zuzu.
That's it. That's how I'm gonna close it right there.
All right.
He's a
All
good tune, and I've been getting a lot of alliance points, playing on PvP, but he's not the new Azrael.
I hear you there. All right, Witty, you're up, girl. Tell us something
Now-
good.
No, I just want to thank you, all of you guys for your time here, especially our two guests. They're two very important people from our community, from the DCL community. To Moomin, I hope you can keep going and doing what you do every month, because you do put a smile on our faces every time we see your drawings. So I hope you get the strength to keep doing what you do. And Zuzu, to you as well. You're a very hardworking person, and you always have a different idea, another PvP to keep us going on. And I think both of you guys are great, and you make our community better. So thank you guys.
You guys
Thank
can't
you.
see this, but Zuzu's
Yeah.
crying right now.
All right, Sekju, wrap it up for us, buddy. What do you got to say?
More of the same, I just want to thank our two guests for joining us today. It was a pleasure getting to speak with you two live. Zuzu and I go back and forth a lot, like friendly back and forth, but in the other servers. And it's nice to actually like talk to somebody live that you chat with via text, I guess, so to speak. Same with Witty, Witty and I talk a lot, but we've never actually gotten to speak in person. So that was exciting for me today. And, I'm always happy to talk with Retmus, and it was nice to meet Moomin. So it's been a very pleasant afternoon for me getting to chat with some nice friends. So thank you guys. I
Yes.
appreciate it. And,
Definitely.
talk
Thank
to you
you.
again in the future.
Definitely. I definitely share the sentiments across the board. I couldn't have said any of it better myself. And with that, I want to close it up and thank everybody for joining us once again, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.